Right, so here we go. I've seen some Parrot Bebop reviews, and I just wanted to let y'all know what I think of it, because I've been flying it for at least 2 or 3 days now. And yesterday I was at a drifting track where we got cars and people trying to learn how to drift. So yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know what I thought about the Bbop for the past couple of days. So here it is. As you can see, it's a nice unit, but the Velcro is just stupid. The little string where you have to get the battery connector out of the hull for is ridiculous. It's a little bit flimsy. I mean, it has the stabilization stuff in it where it's really stable. I mean, I gotta give him that, it's really stable. But other than that, it was a wet drifting track where I was at, and I managed to keep it really dry. But this is just like the foam again from the AR drone. And here we have the radar. So you know, it's pretty cool stuff, but it lacks so much good things. I mean, all the wires over here are exposed, the back end, the front end, it's like a tie rip up in the front. You can see underneath everything. I mean, sure, I understand you got to be careful with everything, but still, they could have made it a little bit more, well, I wouldn't say waterproof, but closed up a little bit more. And then it says caution hot over here. You got to be careful because there's like some sort of print plate or whatever with all the stuff on it for all the info and all that. Gets hot, or maybe it's just like the chips in here with the camera and everything. But yeah, one thing I do like is the lens cover. The lens cover is pretty neat, and you can clip it on and then just use it with the little band up in here. You can tie it around these two little spots. That's pretty neat. I mean, it's still flimsy a little bit, but it works well. And then we have the battery. So the battery slides in here. Now normally what I do is, I need to see if I'm filming correctly. I need to change my camera a little bit because it's being a little bit ridiculous right now. If I put the battery like this, you got like little slides and everything, but it doesn't hold it in place. So for example, I'm gonna keep my, if I get this out, I'm gonna keep my finger down on the base plate, and I'm just gonna wiggle this in first. Get the stupid Velcro. God damn it. Stupid Velcro. There we go. Just put it in the nose, and then I'm gonna keep my finger like this, and then it's on. There's no click. I'm trying to be very careful here. Then of course you got this stupid wire. Now you need to wiggle it around a little bit, and then it will go in. So you're still with this little wire. You can probably just put it back a little bit, but still. But look, it's really not staying in that well without the Velcro. So now we're gonna attach the Velcro. Bear with me, please. That's one. I'll just tighten it on the side. So as you can see, there's still like a little gap in here. It's not really properly lined up. The whole bottom thing is sticking out a little bit. See, I can put my finger on the side. Is not queuing up like it's supposed to. And see, when I do this, it just comes loose. It's ridiculous. It's like, it's really a cool thing. It's a cool quad, but for 500 euros, I'm from Holland. For 500 euros, I would have expected a little bit more. Then there's this question that I have here. You see this little button? Let me see if I can see it on the camera. God, the camera's being a bitch. There we go. See this little button? In the videos I have seen from different people and from Parrot themselves, they have this button, but they don't have that little LED on there. They have like a wider LED glass in it. So my question is, are we being stiffed with like the first editions of these Parrot Bebop drones? Because apparently there are different types out there with like another LED and everything. So that's a question I would like to get answered as well. And let me see, the camera's not working for me right now. I need to get it lower again. So yeah, onwards to the battery and the battery loader. So here we have the battery and battery loader. So bam, you think, oh, it's in there. Well, guess what? Just move it a little bit and it comes out. This doesn't stick or click as well. It's really, I don't have to do just, do you want to go with my finger like this? Don't have to do much for it to pop out. So it works, it's fine, it loads, it recharges, and that's all about that, what I have to say about that. So then we have in the box, we have this little thingy. Let me see, can I show it in the camera? There's a delay here on my iPad. Yeah, okay. So that's really handy because you can put it like this and then turn it, and then you have to wiggle it a little bit back, and then you can take off the propellers carefully. So there you go, that's one propeller. It's nice because it came with the blue ones on the front, but I was like, no, we got a blue nose, so we're gonna put the blue ones on the back, because that way I can see what the front or the back is more easily. I mean, that's my logic. I'm sorry if it offends anybody. So that's pretty handy. And then you got these things for inside. I haven't used them, just styrofoam, and you just clip them on and they fly off whenever you bump into something. And we got some propellers up in here. That's about it. This is the case I made for it, so pretty nice like that, with a little bit of foam in it and everything. So that was that. So yeah, I got a whole list of notes up in here. Let me see. My notes are: camera gimbal stabilization is awesome. When I use the app and I use it on my iPad, it's pretty cool. It works, but oh wait, I'll just say the good things first. So the camera gimbal stabilization is awesome. Flying it with like specific modes is awesome as well. The control you can have with like the different settings and everything is awesome too. The pictures are decent or okay. I mean, don't care much about pictures, but they're not that super sharp. But whatever. So my biggest problems I have is when you take off, you press the take off button on your iPad, it starts filming automatically. Why? I don't want to have video footage because I only have like 7 gigs up in this thing. It says 8, but you always know that you're gonna lose some because of like all the hardware and all that stuff, or the software I mean. And so you got like 7 gigs of space you can use for filming. So when I take off, I don't want to film myself taking off. I want to film and press the button when I want to film. I don't want to start when taking off. So that's pretty stupid. So yesterday though, when I was at the drift track, it didn't do that. I was flying around and I was like, oh, it's probably recording. I looked at the button and I didn't see the record button flashing. So I was like, what? Why all of a sudden did it stop to do that? So that's pretty weird. I asked Parrot, so it almost feels like they hacked into my account or whatever and then just turned it off. But whatever, I didn't update it even. I think it was already fine. I tried the update and said didn't need an update, so okay, so that was that. So when hooking it up to the PC for the first time, mine said it was deleting 2.76 gigs of info. Now, when I recorded something before that, but I didn't lose that, so that's pretty weird. So what the hell did it delete when I first plugged it into the PC? Why? What was it? I want to know. But I guess we'll never know because it's gone. So now when I hook it up, it works, at least for taking off my videos from the internal memory. However, it gets warm very fast and it doesn't turn off sometimes when I press the button. It reboots even instead of turning off. So when I got it on the PC with the little micro USB thingy up in there, sometimes it reboots, sometimes it doesn't want to turn off. It's really janky sometimes. It's a little bit weird. So onwards to the filming. I mean, these are all like small things you can overcome by whatever, do whatever you want to fiddle around with it a little bit and then just see what happens. But I haven't lost any footage yet, so that's good. So filming is not in true HD. Why is it not in true HD? Well, if you grab a GoPro and you put on the 1080p 30 frames per second and put that footage next to the Parrot Bebop, you will see how grainy and how much noise there is in the picture. And I think it's really funny. The middle of the camera, like the dead center of the view you're getting, is actually reasonably HD-ish. But when you start looking at the edges, like when you go whole fish eye lens type thingy, and you look at the edges, you can see that it's really starting to pixelate a lot. So that sucks too. And do the camera again a little bit like this. And then that's just like stupid because you got to go into like editors and fix everything with like noise reduction or get the grainy stuff out or whatever. I haven't done that yet, so I'll probably just put some footage after this review where you can see for yourself if it's really that good or not. So battery life is also ridiculous because around 13 or 15%, or maybe even around 20, I don't even remember that, it starts bitching about it. Oh, low battery life, please be careful. So, and then it just starts to descend when you go over that certain percentage. So like at around like 13 or 15%, it goes down. So that's like 1/5, 1/6. I don't know, my math is not that good, but at least it's a reasonable chunk out of your battery life for not staying up in the air. I mean, I understand you gotta have like a couple of percentages for descending or maybe returning to home, but you can't even choose that for yourself for returning to home because it just goes down automatically. So for instance, if I was flying above a drifting car yesterday and all of a sudden it decided, hey, screw you, I'm going down, I'm going to land right now because I only got like 15% left or 13, and you still need that for taking off your videos. But of course, I'll just go down and let a drifting car run you over or whatever. So that's not so smart. So I'd rather be the boss of that myself and just let it go down a little bit more and then just let it come to the ground or whatever, or fly it back first or return to home. At least that way you know it's a good position because you always stand on a safe place for GPS and return to home. So that's pretty stupid. So the screen on my iPad, the FPV, is not true FPV either. First of all, it's not sharp. It's super duper pixely. And when you fly with it, you can see that there's a big distortion sometimes and that there is lag. So it goes like a couple of frames and then all of a sudden it stops. So for instance, if I see a drifting car come around like a set of cones, I can see the car starting and then drifting, and then all of a sudden when I want to like maybe pan out or rotate around its axle to the left or to the right, all of a sudden the car is out of the screen. Why? Because I can't see on my iPad where the fuck the car is going because there's lag in it. This pisses me off, Parrot. Please fix that. It needs to be fluid. I understand that my Wi-Fi connection might be a little bit stupid, like on phones and on the iPad or whatever. But don't sell this and then say, oh, but you can also buy the Sky Controller, which is better. I don't even know if the Sky Controller works that well with also the Wi-Fi and the screen. I mean, I'm really intrigued by it. I really want to know if somebody has a Sky Controller, and then if they can verify for me that when what I see on like an iPad or a phone, if it's really fluid screen. Because why would you have FPV if it's not fluid? If there's like lag. So if there's a car coming around the corner and all of a sudden ends up at the other side where you're not filming anymore because you didn't see it pass on the screen because there's so much lag and distortion and everything. God, somebody needs to hook me up. What else? The thing I like is when I use 2 fingers to change the cam angle. So you can use your 2 fingers, slide on the screen up and down, left and right, and look around with the fisheye camera. That's really awesome. And like I said, it's super stable, and that's really awesome as well. So those are at least the 2 plus sides of this drone. So then there's the transferring the files. That sucks, and there's a big fat glitch. So when you have your iPad, like I have here, my iPad turns off in like a couple of minutes or seconds. Why? Because it wants to preserve battery life, and it's like, I'm not gonna leave this big ass screen on, so I'm gonna screen save it for you. Whenever that happens and you're transferring files from your battery and your internal memory to your iPad through the Wi-Fi connection, it just stops. So I was like, hey, good thing my girlfriend is with me, so she can stay in the car. I can film with my GoPro with better fucking footage, and she'll just stay in the car, and whenever my light gets dim, she just presses her finger on it, and then it transfers just fine. So of course it's my bad a little bit because I can change that in my iPad settings. I can like change it to staying on the whole time and then just only pressing it off with your finger, like on the off button on the top, or the standby button or whatever. But seriously, if you bring out this kit and all that, please update it, because that's ridiculous. Why? When my screen goes back to black, to off, or just to standby, why would the program stop transferring my files? Why? It's ridiculous. So, okay, that's that. So, oh yeah, and if it happens, you can start all over again, of course. Especially if like more than 1 gigs of footage, it's super duper slow. It's ridiculous as well. So, next set of notes. When your battery is empty, you can't transfer shit. So if you're stuck on the 7 gigs and you got film stuff in it, and it's all full and everything and bloated, and you don't have any more battery life, you can't transfer the files. So they need to fix something, like maybe have like an OTG cable, which we can all buy for not a much amount of money, and then just like maybe plug it into your iPad or to your phone or laptop or whatever, and then just have the power from the iPad or the phone make it possible for you to get the stuff off. You know, I mean, not everything has to rely on this stupid battery that has like 10 or 11 minutes bullshit flight time. So then, next set of notes. Is there an external way to record? Can you plug in like a USB or whatever? I don't know. I haven't heard anybody about this. So I would like to know, because probably that will improve the footage a little bit as well, because that's what it did on the AR drone, which also didn't have 720p 30 frames per second true HD. God. When you look on your phone screen, it looks gorgeous, but when you put it on the PC, like a big screen, or on YouTube even, it looks crappy most of the time. Different LED on the back, I already said that. Autonomous flight, I haven't seen anything or anybody put in like with their finger on their map little points of interest where the drone could fly to without me or anybody else controlling it. So don't know what's up with that. It will probably drop somewhere in like an update or something at the on the app. The Velcro strap and the plug are stupid. Everybody knows that about now. Nothing clicks. Loader doesn't click. I already said that. Filming has to be in perfect light, preferably with sunlight. Other than that, the movies suck. They're super grainy. The middle of the camera view looks pretty okay and sharp sometimes, but when you're going outside of that middle portion, everything looks super pixely and stupid. So yesterday it started to get dark really quick here in Holland, and we were at the drifting track and everything was fine, and we had a little bit of sunlight, and then later on, because I was really busy with helping people as well, because that's something I do as well, it started to get a little bit shady and dark, and then you can't do shit with this camera drone, because you might as well just put the camera up your butt and get a better screen like that. So that's stupid. So right now, I'm not super happy with the product for 500 euros in my country. 500 euros is a lot of money. I mean, $500 is less when you convert it to euros. So I like that it's really portable. I like it that it has an app just like the AR drone. That's what I love, but it was not stable enough. The AR drone, that's why I wanted this one. I've had a DJI Phantom, but I had to sell that to get to this, so that's actually a very stupid move for me to make, but I was really in love with this. I've been following this design for a long time now, and it was really stable. I was really scared that when I took off with the heavy wind yesterday at the open track, because it's like a test track where we drift. It's really open, and the wind speed can get very hectic there. So when I had a GPS connection and I just took off with it, it amazed me how stable it actually was in the air. And what I absolutely love about this thing is that I'm not scared anymore to fly with this thing like I was with the AR drone, to be scared of heavy wind gusts and all that. I mean, it's really, and I'm not joking, it's really stable when you take off in the air. So that's like a big plus to Parrot. The other thing that's, like I said, is a big plus to Parrot is the camera, how you can control it, and how flippin' amazing it is, how stable it is. Like when it does a flip, you can see YouTube videos, or when it does like a barrel roll or whatever, the screen never turns. It's always good how it's supposed to be, and that's very awesome as well. And those are the big major plus points. I would really like to see true 30 frames 1080p HD footage. I would also like to see 720p, maybe 60 frames per second. I mean, I would like to take that down step. I mean, your eyes can only take so much, but it's really clear to me that when you put other footage from different types of cameras next to each other, and you see the footage of the Parrot Bebop, you see that it's not true HD. I mean, people can say, oh, you're just nitpicking right now. No, I'm not. I mean, it's such a significant difference when you check it out. So other than that, I've been rambling about this thing for 22 minutes now. When I look to my iPad, it's ridiculous. It's a little controversial as well, because everybody's on this bandwagon to get this thing, and there are so many people having so much problems with it. I only have the problems with it with everything I just mentioned, and I was at a test track yesterday, like I said, when we were drifting with cars, and they also have an airport next to it, like 1 kilometer, I wanted to say, or like a couple of meters away from it, there's an airport, and I didn't have any interference at all. It's just weird with how the battery life goes down. It's like 100%, you take off, it goes down, then all of a sudden it stays on like 42, or it stays on 32, and it stays there longer than it stays on, like, for instance, 90%. I don't even get to see like the 90%. It just goes, brrrt, it stops, and then slow, and then bam, it just cuts off. And I'm definitely sure that I'm not getting 10 or 11 minutes out of the flight time right now, especially when the winds are coming up. I always have the flips. I don't have them. I mean, I always had got them disabled. I never want to do flips with this. I just want to film, fly, be a little bit fast with it. And if I get good at flying, I would like to follow drifting cars from a safe distance, which is also very scary, of course, especially on a wet track. And what I love about this thing as well is that it can go really fast. It can go to around 40 or 50 kilometers an hour, so that's pretty cool as well, and still being stable. And all you gotta do is be sure it's sunny outside to film. So yeah. Other than that, thanks for watching. Hit me up in the comment section below if you have any questions or want to talk with me about anything. I'm sorry about my stupid English or my Dutch accent and my not so proper English right now, because I decided to do this on the fly right now. Sorry, I had to get up there. So my battery's almost empty from the GoPro. I'll check you guys later. Thanks for everything, and decide for yourself if you want to buy it, or I hope to get the Sky controller soon if I have the money, if I can buy it loose from this unit, and then we'll see what happens. Other than that, stay tuned for some footage, and see you guys later.